I'm glad you're laughing because I need to ask you.
Yeah.
When you want to buy your wife flowers, okay, who do you do it yourself? Do you send somebody else to do it? Do you know how to do things like that?
No, I send my PA.
Okay.
And she's very good because she has diarized all of that.
Oh.
I've got a potential of forgetting.
Well, I was going to ask but now if you send your PA, right, your wife obviously knows you've sent the PA.
Yeah, but she will know I've got an idea. I tell her what I want.
Okay.
Yes,
So she still appreciates
she go
it.
looks for what I want.
So are they always red, the flowers?
No, this Valentine they were white.
Okay. Okay.
White roses.
White roses.
Yeah.
And then the PA will bring them to you, and then you will go and present them.
Yes. She must not see. She must not be seen.
Oh.
You see, when you are a PA, you must be. It's like when you are a protector. You must try by all means to be invisible.
Okay.
So that's why you must not talk loud. You must not do unnecessary up and downs.
Okay.
So you must behave like I don't want to be here because you are encroaching in other people's spaces. So you don't need that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I raised this because I've watched you as a family man, right? I mean, I ran into you at Sun City
Yes.
where we were both on family holidays.
Yes.
And as a family man, like his kids, do your kids play sport? Do you go support them at sport games?
So I don't go. They like my two young boys, 7 and 6, JZ and Kopano. They love football and they know the world football's history. They can tell you
about
when was
and
Pele
Liverpool
born and when he died. And so they know all of that. But the older one gradually is now starting to talk politics because the younger one was saying to him when he saw Putin on TV. So he says, Jay-Z, is that Sleepy Joe? Then Jay-Z says, no, that is Vladimir Putin. So I knew, now he's beginning to appreciate
he's going to recognize it.
Figures. Yeah.
You spend a lot of time on the road, and especially in a political year like this, so you don't get to see your kids as much as you would like to. What is your parenting style? Do you and your wife have a, hey, when I'm here, I'm the good guy, hey? There's no time for me to be the bad guy.
No, well, my wife there's a division of labor. There are certain things that my wife takes care of, and that includes those children.
Okay.
And I always try to make sure when I'm available, we spend as much time as possible. Like yesterday, I went to Polokwane from Cape Town, had a meeting, and at 1 o'clock I finished, and I closed the diary to go and spend some time with them. And
nice.
I try catch up with them also. In the morning.
What do you guys eat? Like, what is because it's always like that when families have time together. Like
There's a meal.
My dad used to be like, okay, it's pizza. So my dad used to bring the pizza. What do you?
So pap and meat. That's
You are from
Polokwane thing.
Limpopo.
Yeah, that's a Polokwane thing. So even themselves. But my kids don't eat pizza or a McDonald's or things like that. The other day we're coming from somewhere, and I said to them, "Can I buy you ice cream?" They said, "No, the sun is down already, so we only eat ice cream when it's sunny day." And so the bigger brother said, "Let's go to McDonald's." And the two young ones responded at the same time, "No, not McDonald's, not McDonald's." So I was like, okay. Guys, when do you eat McDonald's? Yes, when? Once a year.
And today is not that day.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah, it's not that day. Yeah.
Wow.
And then the fizzy drinks. The other day we were at my grandmother's house in the township. And kids there, they eat, drink anything. So the older one goes, he sees these people fetching fizzy drinks. He fetches himself a fizzy drink, and the younger brother was seeing him. So I was sitting there watching them. He says to him, put it down. Put it down.
We don't eat fizzy drink. We don't
take
in this
it.
house.
It's once a year, and that day is not today.
And then I said to them, go look for a juice.
Nice.
And I'll give you half of that.
That's cool.
So I think she's growing them so nicely not to be too much into food because we believe to make them happy is to overfeed them. Give them junk and all of that. But she's doing a good job. And by the time they assume their own characters, some of these things won't taste the way we taste them.
Well, I think because that's the thing. When we were growing up, it's like you didn't have it.
So you compensate.
So you compensate.
But
when
the
you're
problem
older.
with us and Pap is that we're fed that thing from birth.
And for
Then
morning.
make a porridge.
Yeah.
And then put it on your mouth and force it on. Even if you're full, they still push it in your mouth. So you can give me the best dish you have. As long as there is no pap. After that, as we drive out, I'm like, let's go look for food.
Yeah, let's get some pap. We didn't have food. That's amazing.
They gave us our starter at that house. Let's look for them.
That was the starter. Let's go look for food.
So, you know, if there's one thing that people can say about you, whether they love you, whether they hate you, whether they're still unsure about you, you are a confident person. How do we raise confident kids?
Well, we must allow them to be independent, make their own mistakes, but we should not allow them to be over-dependent. Because I grew up so independent. I had never a father figure, born to a poor mother. Then at an early age, I had to start hustling. And
What's an early age? 9?
9,
Yeah,
10.
okay.
Then and I'm the only child. So you grow to not depending on anyone.
You don't need anyone.
Then, and then you still want to get married and you realize, oh, Ghana, there's a person here. Before I move this way, I must check. So don't raise them in such a way that when they're independent, they now think they don't need other people. Oh. You can't exist in isolation. You always need other people, especially those who care about you, to always give you a proper advice, to support you. Because we can all do with a little bit of support. I love you, give me a hug, good luck.
No ways. Who's the last person you said I love you to?
My wife now.
Oh, really? Is that how you end the call?
But no, I don't leave my home without a kiss. When I arrive, I kiss. And then when she's not in the mood to kiss me, I'm like, what if you sing me for the last time? I'm going on a road.
It's like emotional blackmail.
And when you say I love you, do you say it in English or do you say kaurata,
in English, it sound different.
What? Say it in
It's too hard. Kaurata.
Good.
So it's so nice in English because maybe it's what we are used to.
I know. When you watch Paul the Beautiful Ones, you're like, that's how I'm going to say it.
Yes.
When the clouds are like that,
You know?
I love you sounds
And there's a fireplace.
weird.
I was telling someone that we all got taught by Rich Forrester how to French kiss.
Yeah.
I never knew you have to use your tongue. I was like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. Listen, we've got Julius Malema in studio. We're going to speak the upcoming elections, what's his plan. And what I loved about what he said is that he surrounds himself with people that are not afraid to advise him. I want to know, who's his immediate 5? Who's the one person that can come up to me and say, hey,
I disagree with that.
disagree. I'm not going to tell you in public,
Yeah.
but behind closed doors, I'm going to tell you I don't agree with what you just did. That's all coming up. We've got Julius Malema in studio. There we go. Getting to know Julius Malema, the man behind the politics. So I wanted to know, you said that you surround yourself with people who can tell you when you're right, who can tell you when you're wrong. Firstly, when they say to you, okay, then you at the end of your speech, you're going to step onto a ramp and then this ramp is going to lift you. Yeah. Who pitched that to you, and were you hesitant? Did you immediately go, yes, let's go?
It was not something that I could easily agree to. So the guy that we gave a job of stage production is the one who came with that idea, and I was like, no, and Wes is a white person, so he's like, you know, this one is coming with a white culture which might not work amongst our. What is that? He says, okay, I want you to come and see what's going to happen. Then we go there, puts one of the employees on the thing, and it looks a bit exciting. I'm like, this is different. This can be done. So he puts me on it. The first time it went up, I almost jumped. Because
it's high.
Because it starts by shaking. And then it goes up.
Right.
The knees were like, no, man. Then it goes up. When it goes down, west. Then it says, come out, go back again. We did it 3 times.
Rehearsal.
The third time, I was demanding it. Yeah, let's do it again.
like a roller coaster ride.
I'd been watching the rally, right? But then I missed that. And then Frankie said to me the next day, Mama, did you catch it? It was power. It was showbiz, baby.
Exactly. But that's the thing. After that happened, we still had a long chat about it because it's definitely for me one of the most iconic moments I've seen at any kind of rally in a long time. It was
exciting.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it was 10 years, so you had to do something, different.
Yeah.
Think out of the box, and we're lucky to have hired a man with ideas.
Yes, yes.
His production and his thought, and readily available to listen to other ideas. He's got the culture of entertainment. We've got culture of politics.
Collaboration.
We must not compromise because that is at the end a political gathering.
It is, yeah.
So it must not lose its own character, but nothing wrong in bringing something young, exciting. I mean, something new, young people will like it, exciting.
Which is actually indicative of your political party, new, young, and exciting. So that's what you represented.
Yes. And we've got the top 6 of the EFF. Floyd Shibambo, we formed the EFF together. And then there's a Secretary General, Marshall Dlamini, National Chair, Veronica Mente, Poppy Mailula, DSG, and our Treasurer General, Umpile Mautu. That is the core of the EFF. Those are the people who decide on day-to-day what are the issues, how do we resolve them. And then outside that space, I've got a friend or a father figure called Castle Matali, who is a deputy minister of police. We were together in the ANC, grew up under him. And when I went to his house to tell him, I'm now forming the EFF, he said to me, I've seen how you've been treated. I will not say no, I will not say yes. It's your call to make, but that doesn't affect our relationship. So if you need anyone to call me and tell me where to get off, that's Castle Matan. Who comes and says it without any fear or anything.
So he phones you. You phone him?
No, he calls me. He doesn't call me for misconduct. He says, where are you? We call each other my man. Hey, my man, where are you? He says, no, I'm here. We say, no, okay, let's meet.
Okay.
So we're thinking we're meeting our own thing. He says, yeah, he's going to raise something like, but this I don't think was properly handled.
And do you easily apologize?
I do, especially to my family members, because sometimes you're thinking you're being, putting your point across in an uncompromising manner, but it's not well received because at home is not a political gathering. So the language from time to time must change.
You have to change. You're not the same Julius.
Sometimes we forget when one.
Well, I was going to ask, because often we see you in public in a certain way, and I can imagine you walk in the house and your wife goes, "Okay, now take your jackets off and put them there."
Yeah. And those kids have left those things. They take them to the playroom. Yeah, but the things they do to us at home, if Vuyana and them were to see. This is what their bosses are subjected to. They will never listen to anything we say.
It's like this guy, Oraya, a 6-year-old tells him what to do, and the next thing he wants to come and give me a disciplinary hour. So it's at home we have to allow that space. Otherwise, it becomes another battlefield. You're just from a battlefield. You're now going into another battlefield. So you need to know that when you arrive home, you arrive at a peaceful place where things are said without anyone feeling restricted or intimidated or scared. You must not be the kind of a person who walks in and people are scared. There's a friend of mine who said, when he saw my kids running to me and I'm sitting on a couch, the other one wants to be on the neck, the other one wants to be on the lap. So like, do these boys know how lucky they are to have a father like you? What do you mean? His father is a professor, by the way. He says, when my father walked in, we all went into the corners where he can't see us. Even the dogs and the cat run away.
And then when you get called, there's no compliment. It means you did something wrong.
Yeah, that's not nice.
So there's a story where David Beckham, right? He played for Manchester United. He grew up in that fold. Your kids play soccer, so you would know this. Yes. And then David Beckham, a huge Manchester United kid, grew up in there. Yeah. And then his kid, Brooklyn, ends up liking Arsenal. So he's like, I don't know what I did wrong to have a child who wants to support Arsenal. What would happen in your life if your kids grow up and they don't support the EFF? And
it will never happen. It's not a football, where politics are the values that we grow up with. This is what we represent. And I've said the other time, like, I don't want to have a relationship that Zuma has, for instance, with Duduzane, where they do two complete different things and in public. So these guys are here to make a contribution, and they know that if there's something that is not working for them, they have to suggest that why can't we take this, amend it to this direction or that other direction. So we are the black Jews, black lambas.
Yeah, family.
We are told that we always stick together.
Yeah.
We don't go to different. So I don't know of any of my cousins, not even my children, who can proudly pronounce ANC on the eve of the elections, because it will be to sell out the black Jewish culture of how we do things.
But I have to ask though, you are
as we wrap it up.
But I have to ask, because you are asking other families' children to not stick to that political allegiance and come to yours.
Well, they may not have that culture in their own families. Okay. They may not have grown up together to discuss the vision, because the vision of the country is a family vision. This is what, as this family, represent going forward. You are part of that gene. You might be young, but as you grow older, you also find your own space to make inputs. That I think that everybody who meets in the EFF, they've had the societal issues. They've had family members make inputs. They've had ordinary people during door-to-door saying, this is how you can bet. Then that forms your idea of, okay, I think if I were to propose this, it will be good for all. I mean, my son, the oldest one, once said to me, my guy, I hear you're going to chase out all white people when you take over South Africa. I'm like, how is that possible? It will never happen. I was shocked, because I was like, what's going to happen to my white friends?
Yeah, but where are you? I like Jared. Jared and his family are pretty cool guys. But
so they're like, no, that is not possible. I said, well, that's when they want to caricature me. There's nothing like that.
Timbikile, I know you're standing by, and I know we have to go to a spot break. More flavor, and I know you want to start your show. But I want to know, in closing, Julius Malema, leader of the EFF, in an election year, we know exactly what could go right for the EFF this year. What could go wrong?
If the EFF declines its vote, because the EFF, since it was formed,
has always ascended.
Has always increased. And of all the big parties in South Africa, it's only the EFF with an arrow that goes up.
A green one.
A green one. So the rest is red. So if it declines, then it's a serious threat to its future. But if it increases its votes and then it overtakes the DA and becomes that official opposition, and be right on the neck of the ANC, then you know that there is huge progress, even if we might not have won. But there should be a sign of growth where people can say, but this is worth investing in it. This is the future. And it has proven over a period of time that it has got direction, it's growing.
Julius Malema, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. Good luck for the election. Just quickly, there is a jar there full of sweets. Sorry guys, keep your room. There is a candy jar there full of sweets. How many sweets are in that jar?
Well, I think it's 1,000.
Yeah.
On the dot, 1,000.
Go up a little. 1,000 what?
1.5.
1.5, 1,500. Okay. That's what he thinks.
All right.
If you win, we're going to send you an inverter.
But don't send me sweets.
No, you heard.
I don't eat.
Very healthy family.
No, but you promised me the mugs. I told them I've got a soup kitchen.
Yes, we're
sending you. And you're collecting mugs.
I'm sending you 1,000 mugs.
Yes, I wanted you to say it here on record.
We got it.